Welcome to East Atlanta Church, where ministry is made simple by Pastor Jéan L. Ward.
One of the things that I do is weddings and marriage ceremonies and wedding counseling. And that's one of the reasons why I'm dressed like this today, because today we're going to deal with relationships and marriage. But see, we're not going to talk about the marriage that you're thinking about in the physical, but we're going to talk about the marriage between you and Christ. See, the problem that we have is that we don't understand who Christ is. So, in knowing that, then we don't understand our relationship status with God. So, my question today is, what is your relationship status with God? You know, if you go to any social media or job or application, they always ask you your status. You know, they'll say married, single, divorced, you know, complicated. We will talk about that because that's most of our relationships. You know, you see that side piece? Yeah, some of y'all, you know, that's how y'all treat God, some of y'all, you know. So we're going to deal with that this morning. But if you would, we're going to jump right into the Word of God and turn with me to Matthew 16, 13 through 15. If you could please stand for the reading of God's Word, I promise you, I will not be long. Now, Matthew 16, 13 through 15 reads in the HCSB version, it says, "When Jesus came to the region of Caesarea Philippi, he asked his disciples, 'Who do people say that the Son of Man is?' And they said, some said John the Baptist, others Elijah, still others Jeremiah or one of the prophets. But you," he asked them, "who do you say that I am?" You may be seated. See, one of the things I noticed, if you remember being in a relationship, some of y'all, it's been a long time since you dated or something like that, but you want to know that awkward moment where you stand with someone is when they introduce you to everyone else. You know about that, right? And Christ was actually asking that question. He was not just saying, "Who am I?" but he was saying, "Who am I to you?" See, we go to church every day, but the problem is we still can't definitively tell people who God and Christ is to us. We'll say that he's a way maker. We'll say that he's a healer. We'll say that he's a doctor, he's a lawyer in the courtroom. We'll say all these euphemisms that sound good. The question is, who is he to you? You know, when you're dating this person, y'all been together for a while, and you know, you go to your office party, and they introduce you as, "This is my," you know, ladies, you know, y'all wait for that, don't you? You don't know what is he gonna say? Because that's the telltale sign, am I right? Because see, you know, when he comes with his friends or he takes you to the family, "This is my," or do they just say, "This is," and just say your name? See, most of us have this is with God, not "this is mine." I don't think y'all understood that. See, David had a "this is mine." That's why in the 23rd Psalm, he said, "The Lord is my shepherd." Okay? See, he understood that when he was fighting Goliath, he said, "You have offended my God." Okay? See, the problem is we don't have this ownership with God that we're not saying, "This is mine," because I am his. So we need to understand the relationship here. What was happening in this point when he talked to the disciples, he just came from the Pharisees, and the Sadducees was talking with them, and they said, "We need a sign." See, the world today is constantly looking for a sign from the church. Where people are saying, "We want a sign. I don't believe in this God. I want a sign. I don't believe this. I want a sign." And Christ said, "Listen, I don't have to give you any more signs."
That's it.
He said, "Here's why I don't have to give you another sign." He says, "Because you know how the sun rises and how the clouds look, that there's going to be a storm. And there's a storm. You know when the moon is a certain way that it's going to be cold, and it's cold. going to be windy. Because you know the signs. You see signs, but here's the thing. You don't want to accept the sign. We don't want to accept the sign. So he's asking them, after everything I've done to you and done for you, you don't understand. So let me give you a precedent, a backdrop of this. In 2 Corinthians 11, 1 through 15, it says, I wish you would, and I love this part, just hear, Paul says, I wish you would put up with a little foolishness from me. Yes, put up with me. For I'm jealous over you with a godly jealousy, because I have promised you in marriage to one husband.
All right.
To present a pure virgin to Christ. But I fear that, as a serpent deceived Eve by his cunning, your minds may be seduced from a complete and pure devotion to Christ. For if a person comes and preaches another Jesus, whom we do not preach, or you receive a different spirit, which ye have not received, or a different gospel, which you had not accepted, you put up with it splendidly.
That's right.
Now I consider myself in no way inferior to the super apostles. Though untrained in public speaking, I am certainly not untrained in knowledge. Indeed, we have always made clear to you in everything. Or did I commit a sin by humbling myself so that you might be exalted? Because I preached the gospel of God to you free of charge. I robbed other churches by taking pay from them to minister to you. When I was present with you and in need, I did not burden anyone. For the brothers who came from Macedonia supplied my needs. I have kept myself, and I will keep myself from burdening you in any way.
That's right.
As the truth of Christ is in me, this boasting of mine will not be stopped in the regions of Achaia. Why? Because I don't love you. God knows. Because I don't love you, God knows I do.
Amen.
But I will continue to do what I'm doing in order to deny the opportunities of those who want the opportunity to be regarded just as our equals in what they boast about. For so much people are false prophets, deceitful workers, disguising themselves as apostles of Christ. And no wonder. For Satan disguises himself as angel of light.
That's right.
So it is no great thing if his servants also disguise themselves as servants of righteousness. Their destiny will be according to thy works.
Amen.
I know you're saying, Pastor, why did you give us that dissertation of Paul when you're talking about relationships? Because the first thing that he said was, I want you to be a pure bride.
That's right.
A virgin for Christ. But he said the problem is you all have been listening to this foolishness of the world. You have been deceived by stuff that looks like Christ. That looks like righteousness. That looks like the church. But it's not. See, the problem is we are forever looking for Satan to be this red demon with horns and a tail and a pitchfork. We think the Antichrist is going to be something disgusting. No, it's going to be something appealing. It's going to be like Christ. So much like Christ that if you don't know Christ, have a relationship with Christ, that you can't put it up against Christ to measure whether or not it is Christ. You know what? You all know what eggshell white is, right?
Come on.
And you know what white is, right?
Come on.
Now, when you put eggshell white against white, it's kind of dingy, isn't it?
That's right.
But when you put eggshell white against darkness, it looks like it's white. Our world is looking like eggshell white. We're so busy in in relationships that look like they're pure, but they're not. You know, so the problem is we are complicated in it because we're not understanding how it really is supposed to be. See, when we're talking about statuses, you know, of relationships, I want to go through this really right quick because I promise you I'm halfway done now. See, the thing is, the statuses that we have, you know, the first one you know is single. Single means that you're by yourself.
All right.
But there's always somebody who has your attention.
Come on now.
You know, many of y'all gonna argue with me on that. I'm single, I ain't, See, here's the thing about being single. You're never really single.
That's
All
right.
right. All right.
Okay? You ain't never really. There's always somebody,
Somebody.
somewhere, that got your ear.
Come on now.
Alright?
You're right, son.
It's somebody somewhere.
Say that now.
Just because they might have called you and sent you a text this week.
Ah.
Oh, but when they name pop up on your phone, you get a smile and a shiver in your soul. You know. So it's somebody somewhere. But see, that's single. But see, single in the kingdom, there's so much for single in the kingdom. And that is, we're not in a church, we're not connected. But the thing is, there's certain things that make us quiver. But we're not connected. And the problem with being single is that you're an island by yourself with no one to protect you. And that means that you're not connected to the true vine. See, when you're single, you can't produce nothing.
That's right.
You're by yourself.
Okay.
There's no other branch. You're a branch by yourself. A branch that's not connected to a tree is what? There you go. Now, the next status we look at is simple. Married, united. That's simple. That means you're one with Christ. Not just connected, but you're one with. When you're married, you're united with the individual. That means the two have become one. There is no separation. There is no his and hers. Did you hear me say that? There is no his and hers. See, and God is the same way. There is no his and ours. To be honest with you, it's ours because it's all his and he gave it to us. And we're going to get into that later on. Then the next one, here we go. Divorce. I don't understand why divorce is even an option. You ever notice that people, either you're married or you're not.
Yeah.
Does it matter if you're divorced? I'm divorced.
Yeah.
So now what you're telling me is you want me to know about your past baggage.
That's right.
Y'all didn't get that one. Some of y'all divorced to me. Here's the deal. When you gotta tell people you're divorced, you're already letting them know I got some hurt I ain't dealt with.
That's right.
I got some past baggage in my life that I still haven't unpacked. See, when you're divorced in the church, what you're saying is, I used to go to church. I used to believe in God. But I cut it off.
Well,
I'm hurt still. You know, I may get married again. I don't know. It all depends, but I'm not gonna go through what I went through before. You hear people say that all the time, right? And then you start talking to them about what happened in marriage. You realize, man, they got whoever you married got away good because I see why they left, and I see why you still divorced. The next one is complicated. Now, the scripture says a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. When you run across something about complicated, that's instability. Some of y'all don't get mad. Some of us gonna watch us gonna get mad because they know that's their status. Let me tell you something. Complicated is simply this. That means that I got somebody. I don't know if they know that I may have somebody else. I got somebody. And I gotta put something there because I want them to know that I am acknowledging them, but I'm still open to entertaining other things. I got somebody, but I'm not understanding where I stand with them and how much I'm willing to give them because they have not shown me that they really are what I want. So the door is still open and I'm still taking applications. See, complicated in the church is I go to church. What I feel like. I shout when it feels good. I'll give when it don't hurt. See that part. But I'm still open to listen to some of this other stuff because I'm trying to get woke. You know, I just, you know, I don't know about the church. And I grew up in in the church, and but Pastor, you know how church folk are. I mean, you know how church is. Yeah, you're a church folk. I know how you are. I mean, literally, when people tell me, I'm like, yeah, I know, you're one of them. You do know that, right? You literally are one of them. So, but the thing is, we complicate it. Because, in fact, we won't make a decision.
Well.
The next thing is civil union. Civil union. Y'all hold me on that one. Civil union is literally, it's not right by God, but it's legalism and supported by legalism. But the funny part about it is this. The world has a problem with legalism in the kingdom of God, but yet want to push legalism on the world. Think about that for a second. I don't go to church because church got so many rules and they want to be so this and they want to tell you what you can't do, but yet you want to be legalistic in what you do outside of it. Okay? If you don't believe me, people, I get people when they come to couple sessions, and I talk to a lot of people that are trying to figure out this dating thing, and they're like, Pastor, I don't know. And it's funny, I know so many people that say they want to get in a relationship and be married, but when I look at what they say to me, and I'm like, no, you don't. You're not ready.
All right.
You don't want to sacrifice. You don't want to give yourself. You don't want to give your all. But here's the thing. Legalism says this. I can date you, but you don't even know my last name.
Well.
You asking too much. You know, why you know my last name? Why do you know where I'm from? Why do you know my mama's name? See, I grew up in a time in Atlanta that when I came home and I told my grandparents about who I was liking, the first question is, who were her parents?
All right.
Okay? Who were their parents? Because see, if their parents are knuckleheads, you better believe she's probably a knucklehead too. And that ain't gonna work. Okay? I'm just saying. But see, legalism in the world sits back and creates rules. Legalism in the world sits back and tells us, hey, you know what? You can't tell me that how I live my life is a sin.
You're right.
Okay? That's wrong for you. That's wrong for you to pull out your Bible and tell me about your God. But it's wrong for you not to accept me as I am and what I want to do also. Because now I'm going to sue you. That's legalism. The same rules that you don't want to have for the church, then you want to place it for what you want to do. We want to change the game. And here's my thing. The church is not trying to be legalistic. The church is saying, I love you. However you are. I don't care if you're selling drugs and you're moving 100 keys a week. You need to be in church moving 100 keys a week. Because you understand, it ain't nothing but God that kept you out of jail. And I'm not saying that just for tithing purposes either, okay? You know, the pastor said that because he know what that 15, 20,000, yeah, okay. Nah, that ain't what it is. You know, but the thing is, we love you however you are. But at the same time, you have to realize that we all have sins and we all have issues that we got to be healed and delivered from. And you got to be, and the first thing Paul said, I want you to be a pure bride. Everybody knows what's right and wrong. But why are we trying to legalize what's wrong? Or not even legitimize what's wrong?
That's right.
You know, we have situations that we want to be mean, have road rage, and justify it. Yeah, and just the other day I was driving. I do part-time Uber for those that don't know. I was driving, and this guy came and cut off. This guy did not want to let somebody in front of him because the lane ended, it merged. So the guy in front of me was trying to get over, had his blinker on. The guy didn't want to get over. Didn't want to let him over. So he blew his horn, flipped him a bird, and shot past him. So he couldn't get in front of him. The guy got behind him. We're trotting down the road. The gentleman who passed him still is flipping him off a bird and blowing still a quarter of a mile down the road after he's already in front. We get to a stoplight about 1.5 miles down the road. The guy that he flipped off gets out of his car, pulls him out the car, and commits to beat him up. Now, everybody I told the story to was like, why didn't you call your phone and record it? That ain't my life. But what I did, I questioned and I repented to God because I didn't stop to help him. Because my flesh kicked in.
Come on.
My flesh kicked in and looked at him, well, hey, bro, that's just being such a jerk. You know, I mean, but that wasn't right. I'm not justifying. But what made me think about it was this. Our society has told us on both of those instances, both of those individuals, I can respond the way I want to respond and be justified by it.
Well, that's right.
How many things do we do that we feel that we're justified by it, that we're entitled by it? And we're wondering why our relationship with God isn't right. Because you're trying to walk in a relationship with God feeling you're entitled. If you're in a relationship with a person that feels entitled, that doesn't feel good, does it?
Amen. Amen.
I'm just being honest. I was speaking to some friends of mine that were from another culture, from Nigeria, and they were sharing with me, telling me how the men are, that when the man comes home, he sits down on the sofa, the woman brings him the bowl to wash his hands, she brings him the food, she does everything for him. Matter of fact, I want to tell you that one guy, his wife left for a week, prepared all the food, and he was put in the microwave. She came back, the food was still in the refrigerator. Because he says, I don't touch an oven, and I don't open the refrigerator, I don't go in the kitchen.
That's how that works.
Right. That's culture. And if the wife, the mother of the son, or the mother of the wife ever came to the house and the husband was in the kitchen, then the woman would go before the village.
Lord Jesus.
Now, some of y'all American men think that that's how it should be. Nah. I love my wife too much. I think more women, to me personally, than just have y'all just do that. But see, the flip side of that, the man also provides everything.
Well, that's right.
That means even if the woman works, her money remains her money, and he pays for everything. Whatever she wants, he pays for it. That's the flip side. So brothers, if you want that kind of wife, you gotta be that kind of man. That's what you want. But my point is this, and what I see now in our society is that we're taking that, and we're taking things from other cultures that befit us and make it comfortable for us. Just for us. Like, the man will want the woman to serve him hand and foot, but the man don't want to provide that way. The woman will want the man to provide that way, but don't want to serve.
Come on now.
Okay? See, there's a balance here, and the balance is off balance. And that's the problem that we're having, is because we always want, I want what I want, regardless of what you want.
Come on now.
See, that's what civil union does. It legalizes it. It makes it okay to say, I want what I want and it's right by me regardless of you. Then there's this domestic partner relationship. That means to think you have benefits without commitment.
Well, Jesus.
Come on now.
And from the outside looking in, it looks real. Church folk call it shack.
That's it.
Watch out. Watch out.
Church folk call it shack. Y'all know what shacking is, right?
Come on now.
Some of y'all done shacked up before. Don't lie. Some of y'all shacking up right now. Y'all know y'all got some friends that they put on their Facebook status, we get married. I thought y'all were married for 10 years already. I done had people at my church come to the pastor, we gonna get married. Wait, you not married? Hey, I wasn't doing my job. I thought y'all had been married.
Well,
But the thing is, many of us had that relationship with God. We go to church. You know what I'm saying? We shacking up with God. Go to the house. Got white Jesus in on our kitchen wall. Oh, sorry. Was that politically correct? Y'all know y'all got white Jesus up there. Okay. But the thing is, got him up there next to Barack Obama and Martin King and Malcolm X. Talk about praise God. Shirley Caesar Payne in the background. Talk about whole lot of you. You know what I'm saying? Got your hat still in the boxes in the closet. You know, y'all know what it is. Y'all all got little handkerchiefs to cover up your knees and everything. You know, guys got them annihilated colored wingtips. You know what I'm talking about, these. But at the same time, cuss that folk out.
Lord Jesus.
At the same time, being mean. At the same time, won't open up your house to no one. At the same time, won't give nobody a ride in your car because your car is too precious. At the same time, don't want to be a listening ear. At the same time, when you at work, you talk about how I'm working more than this. And then I rebuke you, say, no, you ain't doing your job. I don't this. They don't pay me enough for this. Matter of fact, you took the job that they paid you for.
That's right. Amen.
You're not being a witness for Christ. You're being a distraction. And people are looking at you talking about, and you a church goer?
That's right.
You a Christian. I ain't got no parts of that, though. Look at it like this. Here's what you're doing. You're giving such a false representation of what the marriage of Christ looking like because you're merely shacking, because you're not really married to Christ. That people are looking at you like you would look at. You ever see some people in marriages, you like, if that's what marriage like is, I don't want no parts of it. You see that? Like, that ain't what I want. But you don't want that. To be honest with you, them folk you said, they don't want it either. They just don't know how to get out of it. Them folk you looking at saying, you don't want that part of marriage. I promise you, they don't want it either. It ain't what you want. But many of us are acting like this is what it is about. We're going through the motions, and we're acting like we're in a relationship with God. But here's how I know you're not.
Come on.
Because you don't trust Him.
Lord Jesus.
Because here's the problem with shacking. Because when you shack, you realize there's no piece of paper that holds you accountable. And people say, I'm not going to let government dictate. But I'm going to tell you, that piece of paper means a whole lot. That piece of paper makes you think twice when you walk up that door. Brothers, if you divorce, you understand what I'm talking about.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, when they hit you with that alimony, and you got to end up paying that. I had a gentleman that said that and told me, man, I had a pastor. I prayed for a year. He was going through it, didn't know he wanted to get divorced. He finally said, Pastor, it's almost done. I had to go ahead and do it. The wife was doing all these things. She wasn't being a wife. She had left the home. She wasn't doing anything. He was taking the kids. He says, it's all done. He says, I'm so free and I'm feeling good about myself. I said, so what were the stipulations? Well, I only got to pay alimony for 6 months. Okay, that's only $500 a month. I was like, oh. Okay. And he said, and then she get half my 401k. Oh! I said, she get half your 401k. He's like, yeah. I said, but she was wrong. He said, it don't matter. Ah! You better make sure you marry the right folk next time. I'm just saying, but here's the thing. When we get in a relationship with people, we don't know what it costs.
You're right, sir.
And you got to add up the cost. And I'm not trying to make a big deal about money, but I'm going to be honest with you. It's a hard thing when you're in a relationship with someone and you don't want to be there. And then it's a worse thing when you're in a relationship with someone and it's not even real. See, because when the rubber hits the road,
Come on.
you don't trust them enough to depend on them.
Well,
And then you feel lonely. See, when you're in a relationship with God and you're married to God, you are not worried about what's going to happen.
come on.
Your back.
Yes.
Some of y'all have been married to men that you know that when it all goes down, he finna get out there and he gonna make it happen. Y'all know about them men, don't you? Y'all heard about them? I know it ain't that many of us out here now, you know, but it's still some.
All right.
You know, some of y'all gentlemen have been married to women that you know when it went down, she was like, baby, I got you. You know, you keep doing it. If I got to pick up a job, another job, I got you. Don't worry about it. Because you realize it's the two of you. God is saying the same thing. Only thing you do is abide in me and I'll abide in you.
Yes, sir. Amen.
Abide in me as I abide in you. I got you. You're mine. But you got to unite with me. So that's the importance of having that paper. Then the other part is where most of us are. It's called an open relationship. Y'all heard about that, right?
Oh yeah.
You know, I think what Monique been talking about that. Y'all talking about sister wives and all that. That's foolishness.
That's right.
That's some foolishness, okay?
That's right.
I'm saying it from a man. Brothers, if I get one more brother to talk to me about wanting to bring somebody else in your marriage, I'm going to kick you out of my office. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't care if it's a man or a woman. I'm kicking you out of the office. Did you hear that?
Come on.
It's foolishness. Okay? There is no such thing as an open relationship. It's like I didn't fall off a cliff, but I hit the ground. No, you failed. Either you failed or you didn't. I had a teacher. I was that kid that pushed the limit. You probably can tell that. But I would get to class and I would be in. He said, "Now, let me ask you this question." I was like, "I made it in before the bell stopped ringing." Y'all see, y'all older don't know about that, don't you? The bell started ringing, I was down the hall. By the time it stopped ringing, I was in the class.
That's right.
So in my mind, I wasn't late. He asked me this simple question. He said, "When do you fall off a cliff? When you leave the cliff or when you hit the ground?"
Good point. Good point.
When did you sin? When you did that or when you got caught? Yeah, that part. Most of us don't recognize sin until we get caught.
That's right.
Okay? So, but the thing about open relationships is just that. We want to have God, I love you, but I want to entertain other stuff. You know, I believe in God, but then again, I also believe in tarot cards. You know, I believe in all this astrology and everything, and I believe in I believe in Buddhism and Hinduism, and I believe in all of that. You know, I love it, I get it now. You know what? I believe that our ancestors got the way. Y'all heard that one before?
Yes.
You know, our ancestors, those were the gods that got us. But what if your ancestors were like killers, Attila the Hun? You know what I'm saying? Adolf Hitler of the era. You know, I'm just trying to understand. Everybody's ancestor wasn't Mahatma Gandhi. Do you get what I'm saying? Everybody's ancestor wasn't peaceful. Matter of fact, even our ancestors that did great things had some messiness about them.
All right.
You do know that, right? Y'all do understand? Okay. So, why is it we want to sit back? There's only one ancestor I'm concerned about, and that's Jesus.
That's it. Amen.
I'm going to be honest with you. Well, no, Pastor, but you know, you still got Adam and Eve and Abraham and Isaac and Jacob. Yeah, but they were flawed. There's only one ancestor I'm concerned about. That's Jesus. He's the one who did it and got it right. Everybody else has some issues.
All right.
All right?
All right.
So, in that, my thing is, when you have an open relationship, you're literally opening up your spirit to other foolishness.
That's right.
And then you can't see God for who He is. You know? And I know sometimes it doesn't seem comfortable. And I know sometimes it's like, Pastor, you being a little bit overboard. But the realism of it is this. I'm not. You create mess when you bring other things into it. Your spirits are joined to everything that you attach yourself to and everything that they attach themselves to because you're attaching yourself to them. Stop entertaining foolishness.
Lord Jesus.
One thing I used to ask, people used to come to me and say, Pastor, I want to go to seminary. And I would stop people before they went to seminary unless they knew Christ for themselves.
That's right.
Because seminary will challenge your relationship with God. See, I've studied many things. That's why my degrees in theology. I've studied and learned many religions. But I don't care what people put in front of me. I know who God is and I know Christ is.
Amen.
That's what you can be strong on.
That's right.
Man, it's like when you know your lady and you love her. No matter what your voice say, you still love her. You're not going to hear nothing anybody else says about her, will you?
That's right.
You're going to keep that. I don't care. That's what God is saying. Don't entertain that foolishness. Then, and then we have separated. That's the people that left the church physically, but still said they're a member. You met those people? You know, I think Pastor Hodo, you got some of them separated folk, don't you? They still say they want to like their church and you ain't seen them in like 4 or 5 years. You know, you them folk. They ain't sent nothing in. They ain't gave a call. Y'all know some of them notions. Matter of fact, I know a couple of them. I heard about one. He said, yeah, that's his church. I was like, we talked to Pastor about it. He's like, nah, I ain't seen him. I ain't seen him 5 years. Who no way? I got folks that tell me, you know, yeah, I'm a member of East Atlanta Church, and I'm sitting like, you are? I ain't seen you, Did you? I don't remember you joining. I remember you came. But the thing is, the separated individuals, the individuals that was in a relationship, but they can't let go.
Well,
But they don't want to be connected. They don't want the obligation. They don't want what they dealt with. They don't want to deal with the healing. And they don't want to sever ties.
Lord Jesus.
See, some of us are in a separated relationship with God because we know who God is, but we just can't let it. We don't want to let it go. And then some of y'all are in a separate relationship with the world, that you left the world, but you never let it go. But yet you're trying to get in a relationship with God, and God's like, you can't have two masters. You're either going to love one and hate the other, or despise one and love the other. So you can't be separated. See, I'm going to tell you something. Women got it better than men. Men come here and say, well, I'm separated. Y'all like, no, when you get the papers, you show them to me, then we can talk.
All right.
Yeah, am I right?
That's right.
Now, brothers, we don't ask those questions. Because we're not that smart. I'm just going to say that. Or either we just don't care. Which way? I was trying to give y'all a break or something. I would err on the side of being not that smart and saying we don't care. Let me just say that, okay? I try to give you a hint through your bones. But the thing is this. You can't enter into that relationship until it's over. So you can't hold on to the world.
That's right.
And say, I'm separating myself from it. But you're not letting it go.
Well,
You're not letting go of the ways of it. You're not letting go of the doctrines and the legalism of it. You're not letting go of the foolishness of it. You're not letting go of the comfort of it. Because what happens is when you hit the lonely nights, y'all call that world back up. I had a guy talk to me, he was like, Pastor, I went to jail for trafficking cocaine. And, then he says, and I got out, and then he said, recently, last year, I had someone who came to me, and they tried to wanted me to put money, and I needed some money, and I was about to do it, but I thought about the people that I ministered to and how it would hurt them. And I was like, I'm glad for you, I pray for you, I think that's a lovely thing. He's like, you ever had that problem? I said, no, I don't. I did years ago. But see, there's not enough money that somebody can come to me and bring me to make me turn my back on God.
amen.
Yeah, I said that. But it took a while for me to get to this point.
That's right. Amen.
Because I'm in a marriage with God.
That's right.
And being in a marriage with God tells me that guess what? I'm His.
Lord Jesus.
And He's mine.
Amen.
Yes.
See, the last one is widow. But you know what? You'll never be widow with Christ.
That's right. That's right.
Thank you, Jesus.
You'll never be widow with Christ.
My Lord.
Because He won't die. The reason that you feel that Christ has left you and God is not with you and that He's dead to you is not because He died. It's because you shut Him out.
Lord Jesus. Thank you.
Some of us have put God out the house the same way women put men out the house in the 60s by the government. Y'all took that money and put us out. Yeah, I know I'm going to get no amens on that. But that's the truth. And this is what we're dealing with now. Nowhere in any other culture or society has that ever happened except for here. And we wonder where we are. We have that same mentality now that we took from that because we will take the world and mimic it with our spiritual. And now we've taken God and put God out because we took what the world was offering because it looked a whole lot better. The world said, I can give you silver and gold. I can give you comfort.
Yes.
I can give you peace.
Well, my Lord.
And here's the funny thing about the world. And I'm not saying don't take this the wrong way because I believe in security systems. I believe in having a firearm. I'm a supporter. Don't get me wrong with that. But here's the funny thing about it. The more we embrace the world and the world says they give us peace, we have to have more security.
Well,
We got to have cameras. We went from just putting a lock on something. Remember when we first had cell phones? You didn't have no lock on a cell phone. Then you had a little code, looking for some code, Then you went from, you couldn't do a 4-digit code to a 6-digit code. Then you went from doing a 6-digit code to having to put letters and numbers. Then you went from letters and numbers that then you had to put capitalized, uppercase, and lowercase. Then you went from that to go ahead and say we're doing a face, a visual. And then we went from a visual to having a thumbprint. Then went from a thumbprint to going back to not just a face, but your corneas to check your eyes and make sure you're the right person. Then went from that to now we have a verbal passcode that we gotta say. All this security, but I thought I was supposed to have peace. Why do I have to protect myself against things and more and buy things to protect me when I'm supposed to have peace and security? But God said, listen, you're doing everything else. When you get out in that world, the more you study, the more people come and say, I read this and I studied this, and y'all keep going down a rabbit hole trying to find more and more and more because you want to gain knowledge. And God says, I will give you understanding. I'm surpassing all understanding. I got it for you.
Yeah.
People say, well, don't you want to know? I only need to know one thing. He was born, he lived, he died, he took my sins, he rose again, and that's it. But don't you want to know what Jesus was when he was 13 years old? Don't you want to know what Jesus was between 13 and 30? Did you know what Barack Obama went to medical school at, but you still voted for him? Think about that for a second. You went to school and learned from a teacher but don't know her elementary school. But you took what they said was true, did you not? You work for a boss and you don't even know where they went to school at. You don't know what their GPA is, but you still work for them. Matter of fact, you work, how many people know your employer's credit score? But you trust they're going to pay you. See, but we question God. When I was out there doing my thing, there was a thing called street credit. And people talk about street credit, but you can't get street credit until you do some work and people know who you are. That's your credit. That's your credit. Your street credit worthiness. See, God got street credit with me.
Well.
And then nobody else's credit is better than his. So I don't have to take the chance to read and study anything else because I got to get the knowledge so I can be woke. So I can make sure, I want to make sure I'm choosing the right relationship. But if you knew who you were, you already know what the right relationship is.
That's right.
You know, when you play cards, I know y'all don't play cards because y'all say sanctified people with the Holy Ghost. But for those of us that are still working on it, we play cards. The old saying is steady long, steady wrong.
That's it.
You understand? Y'all doing too much. The Bible is just that simple.
That's right.
God is just that simple. Ministry is just that simple.
That's right. Amen.
Just trust Him. Love Him. Believe in Him. Well, how do I know? Because His Word said so. Everything, don't you find it strange that actually 2,000 years ago, when Paul wrote this, that the very same thing he wrote is applicable today?
You're right.
But yet you want to go find some other writings and try to find contradictory to it that don't even line up with today? Let me just let you all know. The Bible is the only written document that is at its age, as far as being old, that has that many multiple copies by different individuals in history. It is the only written document that we have that will line up with history, which gives the theology to show the proof of what happened. It is the only one that we can prove that every person that was named and listed actually existed.
That's right.
Did you know that from my walkthrough? The buildings are still there. The lineage, matter of fact, you don't believe me? Why do we still have war in the Middle East? Can you say Isaac and Ishmael? Yeah, that part. So if you ever want to question, He said, well, we're not arguing the Old Testament, Pastor. We're talking about the New Testament. But the Old Testament talked about the New Testament.
That's right. That's right.
They talked about a Messiah. They talked about the Savior.
That's right.
They talked about the Christ. Well, Pastor, we don't know. We don't know. We don't know about that, though. Well, what do you know? Evidently not much. And it's okay. There was one thing God told us not to do. He said, don't eat of the fruit of the tree of knowledge of good and evil.
That's right.
Because God wanted us to be dumb. No, God just realized that you were too dumb to understand that message you were going to get. I love it in Job when God said, before you talk to me, can you tell me where I store thunder? Can you tell me where I house lightning? Can you tell me where the power comes from when the wind blows? Yeah, before you can do all that, don't talk to me. Check yourself. See, I want to be married to somebody that I ain't got a question. You understand? I want to be married to somebody that when they know I'm hungry, they gonna throw down sheaves for me to pick up because I ain't lazy. I don't want you to hand it to me.
Amen.
I want to be married to somebody that they gonna tell the people that they had dominion over, hey, make sure you leave stuff for them to pick up because I know they're hungry, because I know their work, but understand I know their integrity, and they're gonna sit back and tell you, hey, you dropped something. They said, no, because I don't want to steal it. But you be sure to tell them when they pick it up that the husband, the master said for me to leave this for you. And don't just leave the bad stuff, leave the good stuff for them. Oh, y'all don't know about that? You better get it from the root. You talking about you want your low ass.
Come on, come on, come on.
That's who I want to be married to.
Amen.
Don't you?
Yes, sir.
So that's what you want. How many of y'all want that?
Amen.
If you want me to stand up with me right quick, I'm done.
Thank you.
There's something that we do in marriage ceremonies, and it says, dearly beloved, we're gathered together here in the sight of God and in the face of this company to join together this church
All right.
and their groomsman, which is Christ.
Yes, sir. Right.
In this holy matrimony, which is honorable state, instituted by God, signifying, I want you to get this, signifying the unity, the mystical union that is betwixt Christ and the church, which holy estate Christ adorned and beautified with his presence and first miracle that he wrought on Cana of Galilee, and is commended of St. Paul to be honorable among all.
Thank you.
And therefore it is not to be entered into lightly or unadvisedly, but reverently, discreetly, and soberly, and in the fear of God. Into his holy estate, these two entities present come now to be joined. And if anyone can show just cause why they may not be lawfully joined together, let them now speak or hereafter forever hold their peace.
That's it.
Now, he says, I require and charge you both that you will answer on this dreadful day of judgment when the secrets of all hearts shall be disclosed. And if either of you know of any impediment why you may not be lawfully joined together in matrimony, you do now confess it. That means if there's any sin among you right now, you need to confess it.
Amen.
If there's ill heart in you right now, confess it. Maybe you don't understand. That means repent and turn from your wicked ways. Acknowledge the things that you've done wrong. For be ye well assured that if any persons are joined together otherwise than of God's word doth allow, it is not lawful. That means you can't enter into a union based on a lie.
That's right.
If you don't believe, you can't do this. But and we simply fit in this. It says, church, will you have Christ as our wedded husband to live together after God's ordinance in the holy estate of matrimony? Will thou love him, comfort him, honor him, and keep him in your sickness and in your health? Which means that those times that it gets hard for you, that you feel sick, and other things going to come in and aid, you just trust on Christ. When things don't seem like it's working your way, the money's short and you don't know where it's coming in, you trust on Christ. When your family want to get involved and tell you not to trust on Him, you still trust on Christ. When people come up with crazy new rules and religions, you still trust on Christ.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
He said, forsaking all others. That means can't nobody, no religion, no demon, no money, no God, no car, no intelligence, no knowledge, no school, no impediment, nothing that can come between you and then it says, and keep the only unto Him. You ain't got no open relationships. You ain't got no side chick. You ain't got no side piece. You ain't got none of that, but you just got Him. Your mama don't matter. Your daddy don't matter. Your kids don't matter. Your job don't matter. Your career don't matter. Your opportunities don't matter. Your vacation don't matter. None of that matters but Him. As long as you both shall live. Church, you simply got to respond by saying, I do. Amen. 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 You know, for some that may not understand that there are some individuals that really have not had the chance to accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, we want to extend that to you right now. See, I want to make sure you understand that Christ is your Savior.
Thank you, Lord. Yes, He is.
He says, no man enters to the Father except through the Son. He said, I am the true vine.
Yes, He is.
And that all things flow through Him. And He says that if any and He says it will destroy anything that does not produce fruit. And good fruit. So if you're a branch not connected to the vine, you're not producing and you'll be cast to the fire. Allow me to, I can't save you, but allow me to introduce you to somebody who can. See, let me explain something to you. I'm not God. I'm just a 911 dispatcher. When you call, I just connect you. That's all I am. And that's all we should do. Connecting people to God. Just dispatch it. God, go help them. Go save them. They need them. You know? I shine the light in the sky for you. Not that I'm going to save you, but Christ will. So if you realize that you're in a situation that you need saving, you realize, and that means that you realize that the way you've been living is not that of Christ. You realize that you may be one of those individuals in an open relationship, a side piece. You may be one of those individuals that feel that you're separated, or feel that you're divorced, or feel that you're widowed, or feel that you just don't know because it's complicated. If you're anything else but married and united, this is for you. Because I want you to be with one. See, many of us just said, I do, amen?
That's right.
But those of you that didn't, and those of you that just went along with it because it was like, I don't want to be standing out, really funky, and people looking at me like, what's wrong with them? Don't worry, they can't judge you because some of them feel the same way you feel. That's why your marriage is in shambles. So, but I want to make sure I offer this to you. So if there's one that realizes they want to give their life now, they want to say, I'm tired of being tired, I'm tired of living the way I've been living, I want to do it right, we'll extend that to you. In the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen? Amen. I've done my job, but understand, this doesn't mean this is your only opportunity.
That's right.
Man, if you want to say, I just want to come down, that's fine. You want to meet us in the study, you want to catch somebody, say, I really want to do this, I just don't want nobody to know, I found this on the sideways because I don't want them to judge me, that's fine. Don't ever wait for us to open the doors. The doors are always open.
That's right.
This is just an invitation.
Yes.
This party is 24 hours.
Yes.
Okay? So don't think we just letting you know we're still open. Amen?